Is the American judiciary overstepping its boundaries? How can a single district court judge dictate national security operations that fall under the executive branch? The Trump administration just deported around 250 alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador after a federal judge issued an order to halt the deportations. But the administration says, too late, the flights were already gone.
We abided by the court's decision. His written order was on 5 illegal aliens. They didn't want to deport them, and we abided by that. By the time the other order came, the plane was already over international waters with a plane full of terrorists and significant public safety threats. And, you know, to turn a plane around over international waters, we're going to refuel over international waters, come back and bring terrorists back to the United States. That's not what this president promised American people. What the president did was exactly the right thing.
El Salvador's president even mocked the judge's order, posting, "Oopsie, too late." Judge James Boasberg had ordered the deportations stopped. He even instructed that any planes already in the air turn around and return to the U.S. But does a district judge really have the authority to interfere in the president's national security decisions?
At a fundamental level, a district court judge has no authority to direct the national security operations of the executive branch. The president is operating at the apex of his authority.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt dismissed the ruling, calling it unlawful and saying that a single judge in a single city cannot override the president's authority.
These are monsters who tortured, raped, and murdered a 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungre. They murdered 22-year-old nursing student Laken Riley. They led a multi-state sex trafficking operation involving smuggling women into the United States, holding them in stash houses in Louisiana, Florida, New Jersey, Texas, and Virginia, and forcing them into prostitution. They kidnapped and murdered a 33-year-old woman in Texas. They sexually and physically assaulted a woman and her daughter in Wisconsin. They conducted a mass shooting in Illinois. They peddled untraceable ghost guns across New York City, took over an Aurora, Colorado apartment complex where they kidnapped and tortured victims. And by the way, many of you in the mainstream media said that didn't happen. It turned out that it did. And because of the effective immigration policies of this administration, those foreign terrorists were detained and they are no longer operating on American soil, and we have President Trump to thank for that.
Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, went even further, flat out saying, "I don't care what the judges think."
People of this country mandated President Trump deal with the border crisis, deal with illegal immigration, and deal with illegal alien crime, and that's exactly what we did. We removed terrorists. That should be a celebration. We removed terrorists from this country, and I stand by what the president did. I support 100%.
This isn't just a legal battle. It's a full-blown constitutional crisis. Who has the final say, the courts or the commander-in-chief? The Trump administration invoked the Alien Enemies Act, a wartime law from 1798, claiming these deportations were about national security. But the opposition argues that America is not at war and that this law is being abused. Critics, including top legal scholars, say the administration violated the court's order. The ACLU and Democracy Forward call it a blatant violation. Even some senators are warning this could set a dangerous precedent where the judiciary interferes in matters of national security that are solely the president's responsibility. So who's really in charge? The elected president, entrusted with national security, or an unelected district court judge? If a single judge can halt deportations under an executive wartime power, what's stopping them from overriding military decisions or border security? This isn't just about one ruling. It's about whether America's system of checks and balances is being hijacked. If courts can overrule national security decisions at will, then what's next?